Yeah, good day everyone. Yeah, on your screens is Circle Accra. Yeah, you see, there have been some major issues about our country, Ghana, especially about the maintenance of this country, about the facilities of this country. Maintenance of facilities in this country is a major problem that we have. Circle, for instance, if you look around closely, you can see that all the pillars holding the bridge up, they are all accessible. So people are urinating under the pillars. And in construction wise, this is very dangerous because all these pillars that you are seeing is carrying an amount of weight, and it has a level of strength. That's so all these pillars you are seeing down there, all these pillars you are seeing, there have been measures taken before putting all these pillars down there. So anything like urine or anything like water or anything going so close to it is very dangerous, and it is weakening the pillars. Okay, and this thing can lead to a disastrous something if we are not careful about this. So what I think we need to do is the AMA needs to have a look at this. I think they can make a cage, okay, around the pillars, at least 10 meters from the pillars, so that no one can get access to it. And secondly, then when you look around, there is no urinal around. So when people, because Circle is a very busy place, and when you go there, when you feel like urinating, you just run to any of the pillars and then urinate over there. And people might think that, oh, this is nothing, like it's just normal thing, but the weight that is carrying, anything in form of distraction to the pillars, it will minimize the strength that it has to carry the weight that is on top of it. Okay, and this is very dangerous because the urine that is going there is not just only one person, because there's a amount of numbers around that place. So anyone that feels to urinate, so there's pressure. Okay, so I think we need to protect all these pillars. No one should get close to the pillars. So like for instance, the new flyover around this place, Palace Mall to, I think, Motorway. If you go there, you can see that they've done something to protect the pillars so that no one can get close to the pillars, because it is very dangerous when these things are happening, especially urine. There is salt in the urine. So when you are urinating on the wall, when you are urinating on it, it is automatically weakening the strength of the pillar, because this thing is carrying a very heavy load. So it needs not to have any distraction from now, because this interchange have been constructed not long ago. I think it's about, let's say, getting to 10 years now. Yes, because I think His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, I think he did this on his first term as a president of this country. So now that he's back to power, I think he should try everything as much as possible to protect all these infrastructure works, all these beautiful and nice infrastructure works that he has done. Because when we construct all these things and then we are not, let's say, taking care of them, we leave them like that, you can see that just only a short period of time, then we start to have problem with them. But meanwhile, these things that have been done, there is a lot of money that have been invested there, and we need to enjoy this for so long, even more than a century, before even having a problem. But because of mismanagement, because of lack of care, all these things will turn out to start having problems at a very early stage, which is also causing financial loss to this country. So I think the AMA, NADMO should come and have a look at this. Not only the disaster will happen before they will come and say, oh, let's fix this, let's fix. No, They need to have a team that will be going about around the city, not only Accra, around where all these big infrastructure works have been done before. They need to reassess them, whether if they are in a good condition, so that they can be able to take action about them before maybe it might lead to disaster or or something. So it's very important that we start to look at this thing, because when you look under the pillars, then the amount of urine that is going there every day is gradually causing damage to the pillars, and it's a very big risk. Okay, and some of the ions or some of the metals that they did aside, if you go on top of the interchange, you see some of the metals, I don't know how to call it, some of the metals, the ions that they did to block the side so that it will protect cars and all those things from falling. Some of them are not even in a good condition. Some of them have broken, and I think NADMO need to come and look at all these things and try to fix these things. This is the only way that we can be able to manage our facilities very well, and they should have a team. This also creates job for some people. Also, they need to have a team that will be going about checking all this infrastructure works. And you can see we have a lot of disaster in this country, especially fire outbreak in market and all those things. Last time it was Dansuman market. It happened in how do you call it? It's Yagbugbushio, where I think is where they used to sell Cantaman 2 and all those things. So I think all these congested places, all these congested markets, all these places, and some of the buildings, when you go into Accra, when you go to Circle, after Circle, when you see some of the buildings, like, I don't know, there is a lot of danger if you look around, because some of the buildings, let's say, like, actually the foundation is not meant for story building, but because of the landlords, they want money, so they are just putting on top. And when you see it is not in a good condition, and it is not under any serious surveillance or any serious care, okay, and there is pressure on all these places because of we need money, the landlords need money, so they will just be doing, and these are the things that are causing disaster, especially in our marketplaces. Okay, so I think NADMO needs to start going about to places that they think that maybe something might come out from that place. Okay, so in this way, I think we can be able to start solving these issues step by step. Okay, because there have been a lot of fire outbreaks. There's been a lot of this. Every Circle here, I think June 4th or so, something happened here. That filling station burned. A lot of people lost their lives. A tragic disaster. And in order for all these things not to occur again, I think these entities that we have in this country need to start working effectively and seriously, especially NADMO. I don't want NADMO to wait for disaster to happen before they'll come out and say, oh, okay, let's do this. Meanwhile, some people have lost their properties, some people have lost their lives, some people have lost important things to them, and it is not favorable. So I think if these measures are taken, I know definitely people are going to talk about all of this and say, oh, why are we doing this? So and if evacuation starts, they start to move people around, but it is for the best. Okay, it is for especially our marketplaces. So I think we need to start taking care of our state properties. Okay, we need to start taking care of our state properties. It's very serious. It's also another way of building this nation to a greater and brighter tomorrow. I'm telling you. Because all these things that are there, all these construction works that are there, they've constructed them for us to enjoy them for so long before they'll start having problems. But because of lack of care, we'll start to have problems with them before. So I don't think so. This is causing financial loss. Okay, because when you spend a lot of money in constructing something like this, we need to also, not because of you constructing it alone, because we want to enjoy it. That's why we constructed it, not because of the beauty or anything. Because we want to enjoy, because we want to minimize traffic, we want to free and fast movement around the city. That's why all these things have been constructed, especially the interchange and the flyovers and all of these things. Okay, so it's very important that we take good care of them so that they will not start to have problems at a very early stage. So when it happens like that, it means the country have lost a lot of money because we have not enjoyed it. Okay, and it is so sad. It is so sad. So right now, if we leave this place like this, someone will say, oh, let's construct new place again. Let's go and do new construction at a different place again. And you leave the old one that you've already constructed and you are not taking care of them when you leave it. So it's now looking like something you don't want anymore. There is lack of care. Excuse me, when you go to Europe or abroad, all of their cities that you see, they've built them for a very long time. Even America have finished building their cities. America is no more building a city, no more doing. They are just maintaining what they already have. I'm telling you. But when you go to Europe, you see that, oh, America, you see that, it's a very beautiful place. It's so nice. It's not that they are building it every day. It's the old one, but because they are taking care of it. Because they are handling it well. So when you go there, you think that even it is today that they even constructed it. But it has been there for 2 centuries, 200 years, 300 years back. Some of the roads, even our roads, our inner city roads, our lightning systems, our traffic lights, a whole lot of things that are not in place. Okay, so when we leave all these things like this and we are looking for something new, but the older ones that you have, you forgot to maintain them for them to be in a good condition, for them to be working effectively, for you to know that the money you've spent is really working. If not, just spend the money, because you spend the money on all these things for a reason, and the reason is for us to enjoy it, for us to use it, to utilize it. But lack of care, we can't utilize the things that we spend the money for. So it's financial loss cost to the state. Okay? If these things are happening like this. So I think maintenance of state properties, not only the interchange, any state property, roads, interchanges, buildings, light, our inner city lights, traffic lights, you mentioning so on and so forth. All these things need to be under serious care, under serious surveillance. And you see, when these things start to happen, for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, you begin to see change, massive change in our development, in the growth of Ghana. Okay, because we have beautiful cities, but we lack care. Okay, because Europe, for instance, all their cities have been built for years ago, centuries ago, decades ago. But when you go to Europe, when you go to maybe Germany, Britain, France, Italy, and all these places, when you have a close look, when you go there, when you have a look at these places, you see that it's nothing but care. Okay? It's nothing but maintenance. And that is the only difference between, let's say, Africa and Europe. In Africa, we have so many beautiful cities in Africa. I'm telling you. When you go to South Africa, we have Johannesburg, Cape Town, and all lot of things. Very beautiful cities. Nigeria, we have Abuja, Lagos, Ibadan, Egypt, Cairo, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, even Cameroon. Okay? All of these places have nice, beautiful cities. But we lack proper maintenance, proper care. This is one thing that is differentiating Africa from the Western world. I think our mindset needs to change a bit. We need to start seeing certain things that we have as a very key and very important asset that can go far, that can also attract foreign attract. Are you getting what I'm saying? So Africa, or especially Ghana and in our cities right now, what is going on is very important that we begin to start taking serious measures about our state properties, and even not state properties, people that have private properties and a whole lot of things. I think, for instance, people that have private properties, look at the way they take care of their houses. When you go, especially, when you go to some people, their houses, especially, let's say, well-to-do people, rich people, look, just anytime they are taking care of the house, for the house to be looking nice, beautiful, and in place, because you spend money on the house, you don't want the house to get spoiled, you don't want anything to, you want to enjoy it for long, so you be taking care of it. Same applies to all our state properties. Same applies to everything that we have in this country. We need to apply that same knowledge. We need to start seeing all these things as our own properties. Not say, because it's government, it's Ghana. We are all Ghanaians. And it is very important that we take all these things as our own, because it's our own even. So we need to take care of them as our personal stuffs, as our personal properties. This is one way that we can be able to develop this country massively. If we can be able to start taking these serious measures about maintaining our properties. Last time I saw a video about accramayo saying we need to start painting, and it's true. That is also one innovative way. Okay, some of these places, or especially not only this interchange, or a lot of interchanges in Accra, a lot of flyovers in Accra right now, they are not looking nice, they are not in a good condition. Some of them have been constructed years ago. When you go there, you just think that is, you understand. We need to start maintaining all these things. We need to have, even if the government will create a new a new ministry for maintenance, I think it will also help for us to. It will also bring job. Okay, the government will employ some people specially for this, for maintenance, and I bet you it's very key. It's very important. It's very important, and it's very key that we have these things around. It's very important, because if the government can create a ministry of maintenance, I think it will be very effective. Not something that, because when you look, not only Accra, when you go to our neighboring towns in this country, when you go to Eastern region, Western region, Volta region, Central region, when you go to all these regional capitals, you could see that lack of, because when you go and see some of the government properties at some places, you won't understand. Especially government properties, we don't just care what, like, we see is like we just construct it for the time being, for that time that it has been constructed to be very nice. People will be going, as when they get to 2, 3 years, 4 years, then the whole thing turns to something else. Nobody will mind again. And this is lack of maintenance. When you are maintaining all these things, it will still be looking like the way it was the time that if constructed it fresh. And this is what Europe looks like. Our roads, at times we will leave the road, even right now, even in Accra, in this city, when rain falls, the rain will drag a lot of sand and a whole lot of things into the road, and we will leave it. What is causing this? Because of the gutters are choked. Because of the gutters are not properly maintained, are not properly cleaned. So they have a lot of sand inside. So when rain falls to a certain level, the rain will pull the sand out and then bring them on the road. And this is also spoiling the road because sand and coal tar doesn't move, or maybe asphalt doesn't move. So when the sand is on the road for some time, it will start creating potholes. And this is also damaging our roads in a way. And we leave some of the gardens and some of the things, beautiful nature that we have in this country. We'll leave them to grow to a certain level. And it is not beautiful. It is not nice. Not only the beauty, but it is important. Last time, in the middle of the road, there was a big snake in the city. Where did the snake come from? Because of the bush, because of the grass, because the grass are so bushy to a extent that I don't know. So all these wild snakes, all these dangerous, these ones are coming out from the bush onto the road in a city, which is so scarce to see these days. When you travel, when you see other countries, the way they are performing, the way their cities are being managed, I think Ghana, we need to start putting serious measures in the development of this country. I know the president is doing a lot. I know this government is trying a lot. Even the previous government and this one, all the governments before, all of them are trying. They have tried their best and they are doing well. But I think we need to adapt to these things for us to be able to move Ghana to the next level, move Ghana on the map. Okay? Because right now, we have a lot of foreign companies here. And the companies that we have in Ghana right now, all of them are, especially construction. They are putting up this apartment and a lot of things. But we don't have companies like, let's say, companies that are doing a large scale like production that can employ a lot of people based on all these things. But so I think that when we start to maintain our city to a very high level, to a very high standard, I think we'll be attracting bigger companies from United States, from Britain, from Germany, from England. Because right now the companies that we have, the construction companies that we have in Ghana right now, they are from Turkey, India, China, and a whole lot of things. But we are not having the companies that are into production of so many things. But let's say that will bring other things to this country, and our citizens will also learn from them and start producing some of these things. So all these things is based on our infrastructure, our development, our understanding of living, and all these things. These are the things that will attract larger and huge foreign companies in this country, because I don't think we have any United States company in Ghana working in Ghana that employs a lot of Ghanaians in. We're talking of Great Britain, Germany, and a lot of things. And the ones that we have are only construction and then small scale enterprises, businesses, like let's say this Honda and Co. Okay. But when we start to take care of our environment really well, we start to have a very conducive environment. We start to have a very fluent movement around the city and a very beautiful places. I think it will attract a lot of foreign investors into Ghana. And this is how a nation grows. A nation cannot grow on its own. We need other foreigners to also come in, bring in business, bring in some innovation, and we also adapt to it, and we are growing. Because you see, United States, Europe, and all these places, there's a lot of foreigners, and even US, they are great not because of only the citizens, because of the amount and the number of foreign nationals living in the United States trying to make life in the United States. Okay, this is the reason why they are a great country with a great how do you call it? So I think Ghana, these countries should be our target. We can't get to them, but I think we should learn from them. We should see the way they are managing their facilities, the way they are governing their country, the way they are doing their things there, and we should apply that same faith here. We can do it. America, God did not create Europe and then create Africa. God created a land. But white people is their mind, their understanding. That's why it's like their place is different from ours. So it means that the way we are doing things is not right. The way we are managing our affairs is not right. So we should begin to look up to them, the way they do things, so that we change some of this. We can also do it. Ghana can even be beautiful than some countries in Europe if it all depends on us. All depends on the understanding that we have as a country, as a people. Okay, because we have been in this same position for a very, very long time, and this is not going to bring us any good. It's not going to send this country forward, because Ghana needs a lot of development, and Ghana needs to maintain its properties very well and accurately. Okay, so AMA, NADMO, I think this entity needs to stand on their feet now, because they have a job to do. I think they have a very serious job to do. So I think they should start working on these things, left, forward, back, front. It's very important to put the city in order, to put Ghana in order, not only Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, all these places. Okay, because a country will not only move forward with only one city or two cities. We have all our regional capitals are beautiful places. So we need to start maintaining them, to create that maintenance, to hold everything like the way it was from the beginning. Like these interchanges that you are seeing, when you go there, it should be the same like the way it was the time they constructed it. And we can do it. It's not something that we cannot do, because I'm saying this again, Europe and Africa, God did not create Europe and created Africa. The land was given to all of us. The way we did ours, this is what we are seeing. The way they also did theirs, that's what we are seeing. Okay? So please, there is no difference in this. Like, I don't know how to put it. It's our mind, it's our understanding. And I think Ghana is in a good state to be able to start taking care of this affairs, because there's always have been a lot of complaints. This one I've done this one I've done this, and endless debate. This will not send our country forward. Please. Okay? This is a time for us to look at the reality of things and see that, okay, fine, this is the way it is, and we'll face it, the reality, and make it good, make it beautiful, make it nice for ourselves, for us to enjoy. Okay? Our roads, our lighting system in the city, our traffic lights, because when you check some of the street lights around the city, some of them, they are just there, they are not working. But the time that they've done them very nice, when you see, oh, light is looking beautiful, like, but let's say 1 year, 2 years, then everything you won't understand what is happening. All these things is lack of maintenance. Let me tell you the fact. Because we are bringing all these things into the country. When you bring them, when you do them, to be very nice. Even our sporting facilities, our national stadiums. When you go to, especially Accra Sports Stadium, these stadiums have been constructed 2008 to host the African Cup of Nations that was held in Ghana 2008. Okay, but from that time to now, this stadium have been in that same condition. There have been no upgrade on it. There have been no major renovation. Just only like that. Even when you go, even the giant screen is not even working. A whole lot of things that have been done, and I think that if we were able to be taking care of these things nicely, I think you just see that the country is on track and we are moving forward, and we'll stop moving backwards. Okay, and it's so important, especially these things that is happening at Circle. People are urinating under the pillars. It is very dangerous, because urine has a lot of salt in it, and the more people are urinating under these pillars, it is weakening the pillars, and these pillars uh, have been put there to carry a certain amount of weight, and it has a time for it to start weakening. But when that time is not up, and we ourselves we are causing damage to it, it will start getting problem before even the time that maybe the contractors, because all these things you are saying is not just done anyhow. There have been a lot of things that have been done before they place all these pillars down there. Okay, so this thing that is happening is very dangerous. So I think we can create, let's say burglar proof fence around it, at least 10 meters away, like square, so that no one can get close to the pillar to urinate or to do anything there. And this big circle, we don't have any urinal around there. So I think that they should create some 2 or 3 urinal around this car parks around there, so that when people feel to urinate, they can easily run there and then urinate. So they'll stop urinating under the pillars of this nice and beautiful interchange His Excellency President John Mahama has constructed some years ago. And all the properties, all the infrastructure works that His Excellency has done before, I think it should go back on them, check whether if they're in a good condition, and try to put them in a good condition, because these things are very innovative, and this is what is putting this country on a map. So when these things are done, when there is no care about all these things, it is very bad, and it's dangerous at the same time, because this thing can be catastrophic. Let me say it like that, because when something happens, imagine the amount of devastation that will happen. Imagine what will happen. All these things is our own fault again. Our markets getting banned and all these things is all our fault. Okay, because some of the places, when you go to some of the markets, I think AMA needs to start moving to these places to be putting people in order. All these marketplaces, because there are some places that are so congested, so people are doing anything they want. If you check the electrical wires, there is a lot of illegal and a lot of things going on. Wires. If you go to these places, that is what is causing this fire. That is what is causing this disaster and all these things that we are seeing. Okay, so I think if proper care, proper eye should be on these areas, I think that it will be very hard and difficult for these disastrous things to start happening, to be happening. Because Europe or America, you hardly hear before you hear a fire outbreak at a public place, especially a market, especially marketplaces. So this is very important. So I'm urging the government to start doing something about this. It is easy for us to take care of this, because Ghana have a lot of resources. Ghana have a lot of things, but I just don't know why we are still in this situation to this time. I mean, when you look at Saudi Arabia has only crude oil, but right now Saudi Arabia is one of the best places you can be in the world. Ghana, we have gold. Gold is the most expensive iron in the world. So I think we need to start taking care of this. We have peace in this country, and the way to enjoy the peace is for us to have a fluent and a very movable country, a very reliable system that we can be able to create innovations and move Ghana to the next level. Yeah, so please, this is my little advice that I have for this maintenance of this country. I'm going to move on to different things. I think our sporting facilities in this country are not also in a good condition, but that's why we have a lot of problems with our athletes when they go out to perform at an international stage, which is the Olympics and Diamond Games and a whole lot of things. I think we need to start working on these things as well, because maintenance and then a very good and a high standard facilities in this country will really have a long way to go, and we really have something to prove for us in this country and move Ghana to the next level. So please, I'm pleading with the government. I'm urging the government to have a close look at all these things and see how best we can be able to solve these issues and make it commendable for the citizens of this country and for anyone living in Ghana as a foreign national. It's very important that we take care of these things. I'm saying this again. God did not create Europe and Africa differently. God created everything as one. But our mindset, the way we think, the way we understand things, that's the way that will move us forward. Please. So it's very important. Okay. And secondly, I'm a very good painter. I'm into painting for 8 to 9 years now. I've went to a technical institution which I did painting and decoration. That's Pantech KTI, Panto Technical Institute. So I'm a very good painter. Yeah, I do a lot of skimming work. I do graviato skimming work, both plasterboard and wall. So please, if anyone has a painting work, he or she shouldn't hesitate to contact. You can message me direct through my DM or anywhere. Okay, and trust me, I'll deliver a very good and accurate job with no complaint, with no lies, with no turning around, with accuracy and a very neat and complete work, with no cheat. Okay, so I'm pleading with anyone that has a painting job, whether a house, whether a company, whether any type of painting, anything about painting, please don't hesitate to give me a message. You can message me direct or anyhow you can do it. You will do it. And trust me, I'll deliver nothing but the best for you. So I think we need to start creating a little bit of trust among ourselves. I know these days it's very risky to trust someone, but just a little faith. I think it will be good to start there. Okay, so please, it's very important that we join hands together and make Ghana a better place for ourselves and to attract more good things into this country, more foreign companies, bigger companies that will come in and employ a lot of our youths, a lot of our graduates that are out there not having job to do. I think it will also bring jobs. It will create massive movement, and it will move this country to the next level, which Ghana needs currently. Ghana needs to move to the next level for us to attract a lot of things. We have peace, and the peace is very important. Peace is everything. Thank you.